Hello everyone, Anomaly here, and today I wanted to talk through this Maw of Souls 10. I ran with a couple bugs. Happened to be just a little bit earlier today. This is really more of a test video, just to kind of talk about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking in each one of these steps, and maybe potentially it helps out other folks, who are trying to do Mistweaving or maybe just, healing in general. So, like I said, we're doing this Mall 10. The fixes today, or this week, are the healing debuff from the ground stuff, overflowing, and then tyrannical. So, what you'll see for the majority of this video is I'm going to try and keep my RAM usage fairly low, and try and use Gift of Shaven fairly early. As this is a pot, I'm not expecting these DPS not to stand and stuff, so you'll see me potentially just over spamming certain abilities. As you can see already, a bunch of the DPS are taking just a lot of like random damage, particularly from these mobs that kind of walk back and forth. So what you'll see initially is I don't try to top off everyone right away. I like to keep the debuff low. I don't have too much experience with running with overwhelming, so in general I try not to overheal. I know monks it's a little bit more difficult to do that, but you'll see me just kind of not spam out Rams, not use Vivifies, and leave some DPS a little bit lower. So for these pulls, primarily I'm just kind of dispelling the pulling. It kind of saves us a bunch of healing and mana, and then just trying to keep the DPS top. They seem to be standing in a bunch of shit right now, or starting stuff right now, and getting cleaved up. But yeah, just some standard things. Talent-wise, I'm running Focus Thunder for the double TFT charges. Reason being is I like kind of double vivifying, just kind of top their group off, which kind of needs that on cooldown. Also trying to spread the rems around, make sure I hit people who need it initially, and then hopefully they'll jump once they get tapped off. So usually the tank is a little low, the reason being is I was running in, particularly just to get that stun off. However, the tank does take a ton of damage. I do pop LC here just to kind of keep him topped, and we'll just try to spam out the rest of the group. Now here's where it kind of gets super hectic. I think a bunch of the DPS got cleaved by that walking maneuver that's going to swings his axe. The tank is going to die here as he walks away. I was kind of focused on healing some other folks and didn't get it all. However, we do kind of recover somewhat here. The rogue was able to live fairly long time, and the hunter kind of cut it back to the tank at this point. So it's a little bit more helpful there for me. Just kind of didn't hit the heal as many people. That one rogue does stay alive and ends up managing to kill the mob, which I find pretty hilarious that the warrior, or sorry, the druid here couldn't do it. Anyway, we kind of clean this up, have a couple of deaths. What I'll say up front is we definitely don't finish these instances time. We wipe on the first boss here coming up, and then we wipe on Helga a couple times. I didn't really put our wipes in here. I kind of cut those out from the video, so it's a little bit shorter than it seems. But yeah, just kind of at this point, just kind of clean up the trash back. Again, just TFT Vivifies, trying to keep the manas. And here's a transition. We wiped, basically I drank and the tank got one shot by the ability here. So going in on this fight, the key thing is that Dark Slash ability does a fuck ton of damage. So I cooled down the first one. The idea here is that you want to try and keep your tank tops as much as possible. So like I've kind of been watching his cast ball for that type of stuff. Normally it's after any sort of damage. There it goes again. So again, just trying to keep your tank top, making sure they're using their active mitigations. Particularly at 10, you're going to need them to do that, or you are going to you'll notice here, I kind of get a little squirrely coming up here. I get clipped by one of these purple orbs. The hunter also gets clipped coming in, so we take a bunch of unneeded damage, myself and the hunter. So we get a little bit low here. I do revival just to top everybody off. A bunch of ads are coming in. We have that Dark Slash ability. Really hurts the tank. So revival there, just kind of trying to top everybody off. I could have also craned. I think at the time, whenever I see, at least in 5 minutes, I see multiple people taking a ton of damage. I normally revival, but again, crane probably would have been better use of my GCB there. So kind of just trying to keep the tank topped again, taking a ton of damage from that ability. Monks initially don't other than Life Cocoon, we don't really have a ton of or any other external right or any other way to kind of mitigate that big damage. You're kind of reliant on the tank. I do pop Crane there just because of the AoE and kind of top people off, lets me catch up, focus directly on the tank. Gets feared here for some reason. He's super low going into that Dark Slash ability. I'm extremely nervous at this point. As you can see, I'm just kind of spamming out Vivifies on him. I get a stun off, just get some haste going. From these ads, anytime you can get a stun off, I do have a legendary ring. I try and do that just to kind of get some additional haste, pump out some more heals pretty quickly. Again, just trying to keep the tank top through this. So not too much to talk about on this fight, other than, you know, with that AoE, using Crane, using Revival, you're not going to need it for the next couple pulls into the trash, so we should be fine. We kill it, super low mana, but we still get through it, so that's good. Let's get through the cinematic, open up the cage, and then kind of drink immediately. What you'll see is I like to drink basically as much as I can through these 5-mans. So just make sure you have a ton of water available just to kind of get through that part. So here we're just kind of AFK for a couple minutes. I think our rogue got stuck in the cage. Couldn't get out. For some reason, so we do this trash back 4-man, which is interesting. So this is, I mean, these couple of trash packs coming up are pretty standard. Nothing too extraordinary. Just kind of want the DPS to dodge, heal the players that are low. As you can see, I mean, as a healer, I kind of keep I don't actually go after our DPS right away, unless I feel like they are low. Basically, if they're above half health, nothing in this trash is really going to kill them, other than potentially the Mariner, which I'll talk about when we get there. But again, just standard, you know, the Thunder Focus T into Vivify. You got 2 of them, so you can kind of spam that stuff out, keep Rem on cooldown. I don't Chi Burst as much as I think I should, but again, not everybody's taking damage, so you can probably save it. I will say the one thing I hate about Maul is just this section, particularly with line of sight. For some reason, I'm particularly bad at making sure people stay within line of sight. So it's kind of a little bit, you'll notice that I'll just be clicking people. No heals are coming out. So yeah, so that's kind of just me needing to get better. Again, as you can see, like we use Revival, we use Crane on the first boss, and it's just coming up now, which is amazing. As we go into the Mariner coming up here. The tank, for whatever reason, in this 10, you know, we've been having a little bit of issues. Ends up pulling the Mariner with all the dogs. I don't suggest doing this unless you're in kind of a stronger group or a group with a bunch of guildmates, because if you don't leave the dogs down, I mean, the Mariner, the state of focus, the Mariner, I don't agree. The dogs basically will one-shot anybody they jump at. They normally try and pick one target. They normally pick one target when I see this, and end up cleaving them. So you'll see I did use Life Cocoon there on the tank just to keep it topped. And I am using Essence Spot as we go into this. The reason being is you just want that debuff or that buff on everybody. So when you Vivify, it's just gonna double master capsule. It's really good here. So for the Mariners, you know, my suggestion: don't pull them with the dogs first of all. That's what our hunter died there. Just got one shot by the dogs. And then the second kind of tip is just get the Essence Pump buff on everybody. You can see for me, it's kind of it's like a tealish buff on my bars here, on my frames here. And then just, you know, if you have Thunder Focus T up, great, use it and hit a bunch of Vivifies. If you don't, still cast Vivify once you get the buff on everybody. You just want to kind of keep that buff out there. The double master just helps huge for a lot of that AoE. So here on this, you know, we kind of pull the side packs to get the percentage here. Again, this group loves, with 2 rogues, just loves to stay in front of mobs here. I let the tank get pretty low, drop a Shaylin Ball in here just to kind of catch up. But yeah, I miss a Thunder Focus T that I could use. All my fault, so. But yeah, we get him topped, we get that pack down. Here I actually end up dying to the dogs, and I think a combination of dogs and breath. I don't particularly remember what exactly killed me, but I know I got pretty down really. Oh yeah, so I got triple dog jump there. Nothing I could do. Again, for these pulls, if you can pull dog solo and you have enough DPS to do that, I would definitely do it that way. Pulling anything with the dogs is likely to kill, because you want to kind of stun the dogs and then kill them as soon as possible. So as I was saying with that line of sight, the hunter is actually out of line of sight here for me. I'm trying to get in line of sight, but again, I'm wary of the breath, so I'm staying back a little bit. Um, Somehow the mob gets kind of bugged out here, so finally, like the druid runs in, picks it back up, and kind of run through. I'm trying to stay like underneath the boss here just to make sure I have everybody in line of sight. But again, Thunder Focus T, spam out some Vivifies, get it right topped off. So Mana's in a good spot, so I won't probably need to drink for the next pull. We're just gonna kind of pull through, get on to the next guy. The next couple packs, kind of right here, not too exciting. This guy's pretty much, or these two guys are pretty easy to kind of keep the tank alive. I don't think anybody else really takes damage. The tank has a couple of fuses here and a chi burst, particularly just trying to keep them topped. Again, I'm not very good at using chi burst on cooldown, particularly in these 5-man, so any chance I get just to throw it out there. I like to do that. Try for a stun, realize they're not stunnable. It's kind of not a very smart move on my part, but this trash pack should be fairly simple, as long as you've gotten through the Mariners clean. I don't see any real problems with these guys. I think I do in a rage, take a little bit harder. Just make sure you keep enveloping up and ram on the tank, and you can hit an fuse or two if he drops. If not, channeling should be enough. And you'll probably have enough Shaylin stacks from the earlier trash pulls to kind of just continue. Drop a big heal on him if he gets super low. So this guy, I mean, the nice part about this guy, if you're in a nicer or better, not better group, but just a group who's paying attention a little bit more, you can dodge out pretty much most of the sites. You'll see like the animation for it, and then move out of the way. I get clipped there, not very good on my part. I kind of step back into it, but a bunch of people got clipped. I'd say like the most damage you're going to see from all these abilities, or from all of his abilities, there's really going to be the sites. So if you can have folks dodge it, even better. Having folks stay out of purple things, is amazing. So for me, see, I've already popped 2G, just to kind of catch up. I noticed people weren't moving too well, so I figured pop them now. Potentially have them up for a couple trash packs coming up for hell yeah. If we were moving a little bit quicker. I get clipped there again by the sights. Really paying attention to my own kind of thing. If you do have the ring, and even if you don't have the ring, it's nice to kind of stun these fragments. It's a really long stun for those guys, so if you can get that stun on there in between healing, definitely do that. That's what I would do. Here, everybody gets super low. I also hit the tank just to kind of get them top, and I can focus on some of the DPS while it's up. The nice part about LC is you kind of can see, since it's a massive graphic, that it's on the tank. So you can pretty much dodge, or you pretty much ignore the tank while you can see that green graphic. Kind of what I did there, just get everybody top. Didn't drop Revival. Probably could have dropped it there. But honestly, looking at the boss's health and the amount of damage folks were taking, I really wanted to save it, just for anything else that was coming up. So I think I ended up hitting it right here. Folks got super low, including the tank. So I got a little nervous there. Again, getting clipped by a scythe, but I mean, honestly, folks were taking a ton of damage. I wasn't paying attention, couldn't move in time. So we were just kind of topping everybody off. Boss is roughly 20-30% right now. So just kind of trying to keep everybody topped. I am extremely low on mana at this point. So basically, right now, what you'll see me do here, something I don't recommend, probably shouldn't have done this, but I basically TFT rem everyone up. Probably not the best use of those final kind of few ticks of mana. But the reason I do that is kind of got flustered, fell into my old ways. Is something I used to do back in before. So Not good on my part. Probably should have saved it for Vivifies and would have been okay. Hunter does die to our last scythe, doesn't move, but does realize he can release and run back. So for these next couple trash pulls, super boring. Not much is going on. I may, it's just kind of, we pull single mobs. At this point, we've kind of basically said, we're not going to be able to make the feast show in time to kind of up it, so we're really just trying to finish the dungeon out on a strong note, not a lot of life, particularly in the trash. So just kind of watching the, just kind of pulling these individually. Again, this is just like the dual pack below, it's a single mob. Very easy to heal up, just kind of keep the tank top, nobody else should take damage. Pretty standard. The next fold normally has 2 mist callers in it. The mist callers heal, so as what you'll notice is I'm kind of in the back. I figure our DPS has, with 2 rogues and a hunter, plenty of interrupts. But what you'll notice is, this guy gets off a whirlpool, or gets off some whirlpool ticks. But there is a full heal that gets off coming up right here. This surge of waters actually goes off, which is kind of tops that one mob off. Huge. Nobody does the interrupt, so what I do is I kind of just walk in here, get a stun on all of them once the guy comes back. This is what you can kind of do as a monk, is just kind of help out wherever you can. If you have maybe Blood Elf too, you can hit your Arcane Torrent just to do some interrupting there. As you can see, I am an idiot and was too focused on the interrupts, wasn't healing the tank enough. Tank ends up dying. We don't actually run to this trash pack. I do have LC back up, so I can drop that on the road that was tanking. We can take off and finish off that last mob. That should be the last of them, kind of the major mistakes I make, I believe, on this stuff. So. This pack has the 1 miss color, just focus it down, and the champion. The champion does fear, so hopefully, like, your tank is on top of things. He can keep pretty much everything interrupted. We had the hunter kind of get some of the stuff here too, so just focus on interrupts on these last. Just focus on interrupts for these last couple pulls, and you should be pretty much set. The fear and the heal are kind of the biggest things from these mobs. Again, as a Mistweaver, if you have your stun up, if you have your Arcane Torrent up, if your Blood Elf, help out any way you can and stuff this stuff. So yeah, we pull this guy, these two mobs don't really do anything, so just kind of continue on. Slowly push up to the next stuff. So I'm kind of running out of topics to talk about. Maul Souls though is, as a monk, in general is fairly simple. The first boss does pose some problems, just because of the one shot with a big damage ability. Since you don't have a ton of cooldowns, you're just going to need to rely on your tank having enough HP and using their cooldowns and interactive mitigation successfully. But in that, it's a fairly easy fight for us. The Mariners used to be difficult for me until I really started utilizing Essence Font and Vivifies together. That kind of really helped me keep the group tops, keep everybody at higher health. You should have plenty of time in between them to top everybody off, so don't really worry about that. And then, the second boss, as long as folks are dodging those scythes, there's not a ton of healing to go out. Just stay out of stuff, dodge scythe, and it's fairly simple from a mechanics perspective. So, this guy, pretty much a joke for the most part. You kind of get that AoE that goes out. I don't know if it's actually interruptible on Mythic, but it does go off here. It's not a ton of damage. You can kind of just get a couple of Vivifies off, put a ram out, and it should be okay. You can dodge it in a quarter, based on how far away you are from the raids. You see I'll dodge it here, which is nice, so that kind of saves you on a bunch of damage, if it's possible. If you're running with kind of all melee, a little bit more difficult to target somebody with it. So it's up there by it, but for the most part, just kind of top people off. People shouldn't be taking a ton of damage. The tank might be here just because of the ads and stuff like that, but everybody else should be fine. So now we get to jump down, into Helia. As you can see, I leave people kind of lower here. I don't have a ton of mana, just to have a chance to drink. If you can, this would be a good time for like your tank to pop out if it can heals, particularly the druid should have done that. Would have helped me out a ton. As you can see, I'm kind of spam clicking some more, just get some mana back. But yeah, these guys kind of jump right in. I don't have a ton of mana. It would have been nice to kind of wait there, but we end up wiping like 3 or 4 times, particularly just because of the tank not knowing where these
4, 3,
like kind of big
2,
temperatures are spawning, and
1.
then we also, I guess, people have been cleaving Hellish so much they don't remember like the breath that she has in phase 1 that kind of runs on one side. So got clipped by that a couple times. You know, just the tanks, the tank not knowing. So you can see that the tank gets kind of low. The destruction tentacles, if your DPS isn't high, they do pose some threats. The debuff they put on it, the bleed, doesn't really hurt, but they actually do hit fairly hard. So if you can help it, kind of save some cooldowns for that. You know, phase 2, once you get through this phase, I mean, Hellish is honestly a joke. You can 2 or 3 minute after that point, as long as the tank's up and heal it up. So it's kind of just getting through here, so kind of you can blow a bunch of your mana, a bunch of cooldowns, stuff like that, just to kind of get through this phase. So you'll see I kind of really kind of spamming out everybody. I'm just kind of keep everybody topped. The destructor kind of spawns here. As you can see, our rogue got clipped by it, had to vanish. The tank was just not very quick at picking these up, so as you can see, I drop a Shade Lunes on that rogue there just to top them off so I can then dispel them. You want to try and dispel as much as you can. Keep the debuffs low. The actual AoE damage isn't too terrible, but the ticking dot actually does do a fair bit of damage, so you kind of want to dispel that as really as fast as you can. Another destructive tentacle kind of spawns here, kind of immediately after I killed the first one. So this is where I kind of pop GG. I figure we're not going to need to put out last phase. Let's kind of get everybody topped. Let me focus on the tank. Normally when I pop in GG, it means I'm kind of starting to focus on the tank a little bit more, just to kind of top him off, regardless of what I'm doing. As you can see here, the tank gets gripped by the breath again, almost dies. It was a rough little group we had going on here, but we made it through. So now we push Hellish into phase 2. And just kind of notice my mana percentage, right? I'm at roughly like 34-ish% when we kind of entered phase 2. I do pop a mana potion here. Probably don't need to, but just to be sure, I wanted to make sure I had enough mana going into this. I need some folks some encouragement. Just got dodge the breaths now. And away we go. So really at this point, I mean, the only damage I got to heal is the AoE damage from the Dispel and the tank from the various melee hits. So just keep renewing this on folks you needed. You might not even need to Thunder Focus. As you can see here, I leave mine on cooldown for quite a while. As long as everybody's dispelling, or sorry, everybody's interrupting the breath. Torrent, it's actually super simple. So I just kind of keep the tank spam, dodge breaths, keep them topped. It's pretty straightforward once you get into here. We had a ton of trouble with that earlier phase, so it made this part, once we got here, it's fairly simple. But that initial part does kind of hit the mana a little bit. You can see where I'm at. I'm 45%. Been spamming, not spamming, but been healing quite regularly. I've been really trying to regen. Folks are having really good low roll, so I've been keeping people super high. So as such, really probably didn't need that. You see here, we're already up to 53% mana. So probably didn't need to pop that mana potion. Would have been fine. Going into this final phase, but just to be sure, I have Arcane Torrent up too for a little bit extra. I think I use it here in a second. But really just kind of keeping the tank top in this phase and dispelling as soon as you can. Don't let that dodge tick out too much. If you do see people kind of running out when they get the debuff, let them run a little bit. Good DPS will we can stack and then you can drop the debuff out. But for the most part, kill the tanks. Pretty simple. And then, as you can see, we're lower, almost done. And we win and we get a chest down here. Somebody missed a torrent. Immediately revival. We shouldn't miss those, so just revival if you do. You can top everybody off. If you miss multiple, it's probably in real life. It's just a ton of extra damage you don't need people taking. I guess I shouldn't say it's probably going to be a wipe. It's going to be a ton of extra damage that you heal through. So here you can see I have Thunder Focus Tea up. I'm not really using it to cast Vivifies since we are pretty almost done and I have a ton of mana available. So it's fairly simple to just heal everybody up, and then there we go. So thanks for watching my first video. Just leave some remarks at the bottom and see what I can do better. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.